Hey guys, can you guys hear me? All right, cool. All right. Um, I don't think my character's talking at the bottom left. I need to fix that. Good time to use my be right back screen. All right, let's fix that. Um, Wait, what? Okay. Test, test. No. Oh, I think I messed up the settings for it. Oh my god. I don't think it. Hang on. Okay. No, it's not working. Oh, I think I almost got it. Test, 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 test. Okay. That should be fine. Test. Okay. Cool. Okay, so this stream I'll be showing the level editor. I was going to do something different, like modeling something in Blender, but I think that's really boring. Wait, you guys can't hear me? Okay. Yeah, I'll be showing the level editor tools because I think that's a lot more interesting, and like it's productive too because I can work on the official levels at the same time. Yeah, so we'll do that. It's funny because the character bottom left is holding a controller and I'm not really using one. Anyways, whatever. Yeah, level editor. Let's make a new level. All right. So, this level editor will be included in the demo that comes out hopefully next year if things go smoothly. But yeah. So this is the starting, whatchamacallit, the starting level, which gives you like the bare basics here. I think I should actually say what this game is, by the way, because if you've never seen this game, then this is kind of like, what is going on. So, sorting game is literally what it says it is. It's a sorting game. You run around a level finding these packages and you sort them into their zones. Zones can be any number, one, two. Actually, I should turn on the game audio. Yeah. Some packages will have different labels on them that say zone 1 or zone 2, and you have to like meet a quota before the timer runs out. And there's a lot more depth to it. Like, it's not just that. there's like upgrades, and those upgrades can affect either your stats or the level itself, or spawn NPCs that help you out. Yeah, there's a lot more to it. Anyways, I'll show you what this level editor can do. So you can place these props down. Oh, you got your little fella here. If you click on it, yeah. Yeah, you can place props down, decorate your level a bit. You can also manipulate geometry. If I go F2, pull, push, yeah. The UI is still a little unfinished, still needs some work, but yeah, for now, it's functional, you know. Save your level. What should we call this level? Yes. And then we can just play it, test it on the fly, and yeah. So yeah, these labels are procedurally generated. The location of the label is random. Its zone assignment is random. But if you have only one zone, which is zone 1, then it'll only be for zone 1, because there's no other zone to sort it to. Yeah, so you can just chuck that in there. And yeah, you've got your stats on the right, which is like walk speed, sprint speed, I'm pretty sure. I've already forgotten what the stats are. It's been a while since I've worked on that part of the game, the stats, but I've just been working on story stuff, cutscenes, so yeah, this is a nice break from that. Anyway, so yeah, you got your fixtures here, which are like objects that don't move, things that you can put in a world and will stay there. It won't be as crazy as Night of the Consumers. That game's stressful. Yeah, we've also got the objects. These are like objects you can throw around or interact with physically. Right now there's only 2. You got the balloon in the trash can, or trash bag. So if I go on the level again, you can kind of just mess around with it. Yeah, they don't really serve much purpose other than decoration, but yep. We got the packages, of course. Right now, there's 4 package types. There's going to be way more. I just haven't fully implemented them yet, like a glass package that, you know, shatters if you throw it too hard. Anyways, I'll show you what these ones do. I'll move that one there. So you got the red one, which is called the tinted package. It's worth twice as much as the normal one, but it's also twice as heavier. So you've got back pain in this game, and if you hold a package too long, then your back pain goes, well, the bar goes down, but your back pain technically goes up. So once it reaches that point, you drop whatever you're holding, you have to wait for the bar to fill up again. So yeah, you have to be really careful with that one. You've got the gold one, which is worth 5, and it's just as heavy as the original one, so it's pretty light. And then you've got the, which is probably one of the cooler ones, the gravitational package. This is like a, it's anti-gravity, so there's no gravity. You throw it, it floats in the air, but also it like attracts other packages, pulls them into it. So it's a bit of a like finicky one to get used to, but you can use it strategically, and I'll show you how. That one will be like and upgrade. So that won't be one you'll find in levels unless someone places it there in their level. But yeah, so here it is. I'll show this one as well. So yeah, you can see my back pain goes down really quickly. So, and while I'm in this state, I can't pick up anything. Gold packages, yeah, like I said before, it's pretty light. Throw it in there, that's worth 5. I'll take that out because I'll show you what I can do with the... Whoops. Yeah. So, this one, it's got a cool particle effect. Yeah. You can use this to, like, you could throw it forward and it'll pull all those packages with it. So, let's say you have a bunch here that you want to sort into that zone. But it will take too long to do it individually, so you can strategically kind of throw it forward and it'll pull them. So, bam. My aim was a little off there, but you get the idea. You can kind of use it like that. Whoop. That's the physics in action. Yeah, see, you got to be careful with how you use that one too, because you can kind of mess up and it just flies up there. So, yeah, you saw the zone dip down a bit, and that's because they're designed to hold a lot of packages. When you play further into the game, you'll be dealing with a lot more of that. Like, the quota will be in the hundreds. So, yeah, I should cancel this game and work on hunting the felons. You're right. What was I saying? I got distracted. Yeah, the zones, they're very large. If I go into unshaded, you can see it takes up quite a bit of space because, yeah, they're designed to hold a lot. If they weren't like that, like 100, like you want to get 100 packages sorted and it doesn't dip down like that, it'd like stack up and then it wouldn't detect them anymore. So, yeah, I think that's a pretty good solution to that. I'll demonstrate that as well with these dispensers. So I'll place this one here. Oh yeah, circuitry. That's another thing in this game. You can connect buttons to things and activate stuff. So I've just placed a button here, which is pretty much the exact same button model from Sad Midnight VR. That's too good of a model to not use again. Yeah, you can connect it to the shoot pipe up there. So it shows like which one it's connecting to. You can toggle it, connected, bam, that's it. So you can go in the game now and just spam it. It spawns packages. So now you can see like it's kind of making the zone bop up and down a bit, and it'll take a while for it to actually dip down. So I'll show you another thing you can do with circuits, which are the circuits themselves, like these tiny things. So you can place them anywhere you want. Yeah, these things. So they've got an activation delay as well, so you can like set a time when they activate. Yeah, so I can connect the button to that as well, and then I can make it like loop infinitely. Because right now there isn't a way to break that loop. I really should do that before this demo comes out, but yeah, I can do that, and then I'll have a, whoops, not 5 seconds, 0.5. Yeah, and then I have a loop where it just spawns continuously, and yeah. Oh, what? Didn't work. Why? Did I forget to connect them to something? It's connected to the circuit. The circuit isn't connected to anything. Okay, that's my bad. Alright, now it should work. What was the hardest thing to model? That's a good question. It probably would have been one of the older Storage Boy models. I hate modeling characters. There's another character that I modeled, which I can't say because that's a spoiler, but that one was pretty hard too. But right now, the Storage Boy model is made by someone else. I commissioned Doom Spoons, who's really good at that kind of stuff. And he made that new Storage Boy model, and he's currently working on another one, a different character. Yeah. But honestly, everything else in this game isn't that like bad. Any like model I don't want to make, I just commission someone. Like I try to do all the props myself, and because I know I can do them, but characters I hate doing. Anyway, okay, yeah, it's filling up now. You see it dips down. There's ladders here so you don't get trapped. You can climb up. Yeah. So that's a bit of the circuitry. There's another fun thing you can do with... I'll make some room here. So yeah, the level editor is really inspired by the Portal one. I think that's a really good level editor. Not good enough for the Valve devs to use themselves, but I'll be using this level editor for the official levels because in the older versions of Sorting Game, like I think last year's version, I had to remake it from scratch, like this version. But anyways, last year's version, I had to make the levels by hand, like in Blender or whatever, and it was just really time consuming and not time effective. But this level editor is way better because like I can make levels on the fly. It's really useful. Oh yeah, materials. You can assign materials to level geometry. So I did a special thing with the brick walls where they automatically generate this line, these ends, so it looks a little nicer instead of being not there. But anyway, yeah, materials you can assign different types, like the walls. You've got the ceiling, which is just one. It's this one up here. Miscellaneous, you got like your events. And this white thing, I don't know if I'll include this in the final demo or whatever, but I don't know. So that's just more like a test material, but yeah, you can mess around with that. There's a lot you can do with that. Anyways, I'll put this thing here. I'll put a light as well so I can show you. So there's two kinds of lights. You've got this small disc, which doesn't do anything. It's just a light. But then you've also got these like high bay ones, which you can do quite a few things with. You can adjust the length. So you got your properties here. You can change it. There's currently a bug where geometry can clip through other geometry. Like, let's say for example, I put like this here. I could just make the light go through that. That's not something I want in the editor. And it's not like a hard fix or anything. I've just been procrastinating, haven't gotten around to fixing it. But anyway, I keep getting distracted with all this. Anyways, yeah, the lights, this one. You can also activate it. You can turn it on and off with a button. Yeah, I'll just use the small ones. Yeah, so this is a bounce cushion. You can bounce on it. It's as simple as that. You can get some height. You can throw objects on it and it bounces them. So you could kind of use this in your level like as a way to get things to a zone like this. Or you could just mess around on it, whatever. But the fun thing with this is you can activate things with it. So if something collides with it or bounces on it, it'll activate something. So I'll put another one above it. I'll have to move that light again. So I can put like a, yeah, I'll put a package there for now. Yeah, I can make it activate the pipe. So yeah, if I put this on here, hopefully it reaches the top one. No. Can I reach it? Yeah, okay. So you can kind of activate it like that. I've had other people test the level editor for me, and they made like this crazy like pit where it's just covered in these bounce cushions, and it just spammed like packages. Like that's when I realized I had to like set an object limit, because at that point it just lags. So yeah, there's a lot you can do with that as well. What else? So I've covered lights, buttons, dispensers, zones you can put down, like if you delete it. You can place another one, whatever. Rotate it. Yeah. I want to add different kinds of zones too. Like, I want to add one where it's kind of like a truck. Someone's in a truck, you know, signaling, oh, throw me a package and then we'll be on our way, you know. But, yeah, I don't know when I'll get to that. Yeah, the captions are inspired by Half-Life's ones. I think they're like some of the better implementations of subtitles. There is a bug where because like the pipe makes subtitles, it can like spam them. Like if you have like a really high rate of packages coming in, it'll just cover your screen with them. So I think I'll have to implement a cooldown at some point, but yeah. What else? Special. Oh yeah, there's more stuff here. The package locker. I don't know why I put it in the special category, because it's just a locker. I planned on making it so it like spawns packages inside of it, but I don't know if I'll end up doing that. I think it's just going to be like a decoration. And the locker doors are pretty bugged. You're supposed to open them, but I don't know, for some reason it just doesn't let you. I think that's because of like the way I rotate it and place it, but I don't know. Whatever. I'll get around to fixing that. You got your... Oh yeah, dev spawn. This is for one of the levels in the game that's like more story oriented. Not that story oriented, but like it just makes you spawn there and like you are knocked out. It's kind of goofy, but this only happens once in the game, and it's tied to a cutscene. So, and it's not finished too. Like, you got this. You can look around. The camera's a bit tilted for some reason. I've been struggling to fix that. I don't know why it's like that, but it fixes itself once you wake up. Oh, never mind. So he wakes up, and he's kind of like, what the heck? Where am I? And then it just kind of snaps you back into the game. That's very unfinished. I'll work on that at some point. That won't be in the level editor. That's just more for me when I'm making the official levels. Kiosk. Kiosk is a fun one to mess around with. It's like it's just a Windows operating system. You can interact with it. Pictures of Iceland, whatever. I want to add like some like more fun stuff in here. I've got like a prototype clicker here, which you got to fill up this bar here, buy some upgrades, fills up, you know, whatever. This is something that I'll finish at some point, but it's not a high priority thing. It's just a thing to mess around with. And you've got like this forum page. I want to implement like this, where you can see what other people are talking about canonically in the game. That'll reveal like more like story stuff. But yeah, for now that's just kind of what it is. You can't interact with the start thing or anything. The time here is tracking the computer time, I'm pretty sure. Um, I'll have to make icons for that too. It's just using the weather icon. Oh yeah, also weather. Um, Weather affects your player. So right now it's not raining. I mean, the window shows it is raining, but that's a bug. Yeah, bottom left is the level effect kind of like bar there. If it's raining, it'll show like a raining icon, and then your character's a bit more slippery and I guess drowsier. But right now I'm just normal, so that's fine. Um, the weather is random. Um, I'm not sure if I want to implement a way to like hard code what weather you want for a level. I don't know. Um, yeah, characters. Um, I don't know if I'll include these either. I might include the storage boy NPCs. Um, these guys don't do anything. They just kind of watch you do things. They're definitely going to be more interactive in the future, but right now they're just kind of like nothing NPCs. They've got introvert levels or extrovert levels that I think are also random. You can set it to be like highly extroverted, so they kind of like smile at you and stuff. But I think this guy's at the medium level, so he'll acknowledge you, but like not really care about you. Um, in older versions of the game, you could like throw packages at them and they'd react, and I'm pretty sure they'd talk to each other too. They'd walk around and then like say hi. Really goofy. Yeah, they don't do anything right now. Um, and the other character, uh, was it Storage Bot, is very unfinished right now. There's no model for it yet. Um, well, there is a model, but it's very placeholdery. But basically, they run around a level sorting packages for you. Um, whoa! I don't think it knows how to handle the gravitational package. Whoop! Yeah. Oh, I've never seen that before. Hey, the particles look pretty cool. Okay. I don't know if I should keep that one in, but yeah, that'll be another upgrade thing. Um, Storage bot upgrade that'll help you out. Yeah, so those are the characters. There's ladders in the game too. Um, you can climb them, get to higher points in the level. Like if there's like a high raise area here, push it back. You can climb it. Yeah, the level editor allows you to do a lot of things. Like this kind of stuff wasn't in the old version at all. Like, so I'm very happy with the level editor right now. I can do a lot. The climbing is inspired by the Valve climbing. You just walk up. I considered doing a thing where you like press E and then you climb, but like for a game where you're running around a lot, that's not very good. A lot of the player character stuff is inspired by Valve's player, like Half-Life. Yeah. Okay. I think I've shown a good amount of the level editor, so I think I'll start making like a real level now. But I think first I'll show you the official levels first, like what I've made. Oh yeah, this is a very placeholdery menu. I'll definitely touch this up, but let's go to... Where's level 1? I think I accidentally deleted that. Yeah, the levels are following a design philosophy where it has to be symmetrical, because if you've got two zones, zone 1 and zone 2, you want it to be kind of fair. Because if zone 2 is like on the other side of the map, then you're just going to prioritize the zone 1 packages. Because then what's the point of sorting the zone 2 ones if they're so inconvenient to sort? Oh, there's a bunch of storage bots. Yeah, I'll remove those. Yeah, so this level, yeah, symmetrical. You've got pipes on both ends of the level. So if you run out of packages to sort, you can get more. So yeah, I think what I'll do now is just kind of play it normally to see, like, so you guys can see what a normal round of sorting game looks like. Albeit without any upgrades, but yeah, I don't know if I'll show the upgrades in this video, or stream, sorry, because the way you obtain them is through like another level which is pretty unfinished. So yeah, anyways, so you've when you spawn in a level, nothing happens, like the timer doesn't start, you can just explore. So you can observe your surroundings, seeing like, oh, how will I approach this level? Will I start up here because there's a gold package, you know, that's worth a lot, or will I start over here or here? In the old in the older versions of the game, you could build up combos which would add multipliers, which would make it so the quicker you sort, the higher your score is. Currently that's not in this build. There's also a dedicated multiplier package which would just add to the multiplier. So anyways, yeah, I'll start playing, I guess. Alright, got your zone 1 packages, zone 2. I think I'll just start with this one. So okay, timer's starting and I'm just sorting stuff. So yeah, the expectation is you have upgrades which will make your gameplay experience a lot more different. Like, there's one that makes you faster, there's upgrades that reduce your back pain, there's upgrades that like you saw before, spawn NPCs, upgrades that up your timer, you get more time to sort your packages. Yeah, just stuff like that. There's a split screen mode as well, which works, but it's not fully implemented yet, so I can't really show that, but it's a lot more fun with 2 people, I will say, and easier, of course. I don't know if I'll do some balancing with that, like, I'll make double the quota because there's 2 people, but I think I'll just, I don't know. I think that's just something that requires more testing from my end, but yeah. It's a lot of fun in split screen because, like, sometimes you won't even focus on sorting things, you'll just mess around with the person you're playing with, like throw random crap at them. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Yeah. Oops. Sometimes the physics is needs a little work. I think the way I've implemented, like, holding it, if you it's like in Half-Life, if you're holding something and you move away from it, like if it's caught on a wall or something, it just automatically drops it. So when that happens to me, it like gets the velocity of what I'm holding and throws it, because that's the speed at which I let go of it. Yeah. So as you can see, I've already met my quota, but you can choose to stop if you like and just exit right now, but you can earn money, which depends on like how much you've sorted. So 31 is $31 cash. You could use that to buy upgrades, and yeah. So right now, if I stopped, I'd get 31 bucks, buy an upgrade for 15, and then keep going. But if you keep going, you're better off doing that, so you can get more upgrades. But yeah, it didn't update my coin count because I'm in the level editor, so it doesn't matter. I'm not buying anything. Yeah, that's just an example of a normal level you'd see in the game. Yeah. I think I'll just start making a new level now. I have to go back to the menu to make a new level. I'll fix that too. Yeah. This is the main menu, by the way. I mean, you've already seen it at the start, but I didn't really introduce it. So yeah, you got your campaign, level editor, exit. Campaign, I can't even show what happens when you press it because that's a cutscene in itself. But I want to add an option for like single player here, multiplayer here. Though multiplayer is going to be interesting because I think the story for this game is centered around single player. It only, well, actually, now that I think about it, it could work multiplayer. I'm not even going to talk about it because that's spoilers. But anyways, yeah, level editor. There'll be a button for Steam Workshop. I want to implement support for that. I think downloading levels should be really like quick because every level is stored within like one resource file. It's just like I think a bunch of text that just stores what objects are in the level, their position, blah blah blah. Voxel data for the geometry. So you won't really have to download much. It's just kind of telling the game what goes where. So yeah, that shouldn't be too hard to implement. Anyways, new level. Let's go. Okay. Yeah, we're back to the default. What should I go for with this one? Oh yeah, the bounds of the level are like this grid is like as big as the level can get because of not only performance reasons but canonically this is how big these chambers are. Like these levels are stored in these giant industrial chambers which you'll see later in the game in person. Well, not in yet in the game, and they kind of move around on rails and just like in like Portal 2. So yeah, it serves a canonical purpose, but also a performance reason. Anyways, um, hmm. I guess I'll just make something on the fly and then we'll see what happens from there. I want to use the ladders a bit more in this one, so I'll push that back maybe 4 times and this one as well. I'll make it symmetrical as well. I'm not sure what I'd do if I streamed Sorting Game again. Like, it wouldn't be the level editor again, maybe, because I've already done that once, right? So why do it again? It could just be making models for the game, or it would have to be something productive. Like, I can do this, play the game like this, because at the same time I'm making levels for the game, but yeah, I don't know. I'll figure something out maybe. So yeah, unshaded you can use if a level's a little too dark. Yep. I've built the controls around like how I use Blender and Godot. So right click is to move the camera. WASD is exactly what you think it is. Yeah. But I've also tried to like streamline it a bit as well, so nothing too complicated. Early versions of the level editor used like a gizmo to move around for like really specific prop placement, but there's just a lot of like I guess inconsistencies with that, like a lot of issues, and it was kind of hard to control. So I think what I have right now is way better. Yeah. So normally what I like to do with these levels is have like 2 tiles of brick and then whatever up here. So it's either like the corrugated steel here or just the concrete tiles, which is considered a floor tile, but do whatever you want. There's also dirt, which I don't know when you'd use this, especially in a warehouse level. Oh yeah, there's going to be different level types as well. So there's the warehouse level type. There'll be like, I don't know, basement, underground, whatever types, which will come with their own like special props and gadgets or whatever. You can use them in warehouse levels if you really want to, but I won't be doing that. They'll be reserved for like their respective levels. So yeah, for the demo, since it's only just warehouse, that you'll only get these, but in the full game you'll see them categorized more. But yeah. I also like doing like this rubber like mat, and then doing these tactile tiles, I guess. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. Yeah. I could probably implement a better way to do this. Like maybe if you select one, there'd be like an arrow here. You could click on it and it'll just extend it. But I don't know. It's just a lot of like extra quality of life stuff I could do. But right now, like it's pretty functional, good enough to make levels in. So pipes, I like putting pipes around. They make the level more, I guess, what's the word? Just seem like more is going on with the level. Like, yeah. I don't think there's anything that canonically runs through these pipes. It's just a set piece. Also, the placement for these pipes is a little wonky because it won't let you place like that, but it will let you place like that. It has something to do with like the collision buffer. There's a lot of tweaking that needs to go into that, but it doesn't prevent you from building this. So yeah, like as you can see, I'm building on the fly. Like this is really easy for me. Way better than what I used to like have to do for this game. And I think providing people with tools that the developers use is like really good. Like if someone who's playing the game feels like there's not enough levels in the game, or they just want more out of sorting game, they can just download other levels or make their own. I think that'll do wonders for this game. There's window panels which they're just like glass. Right now there's nothing here, but oh yeah, I should save my level. I love that my own systems remind me to do things like save. It doesn't autosave unless you play the game or exit the level. I should implement that, like maybe every 5 minutes or so. Also, if you try deleting the starting door, it won't let you play. Because where are you going to spawn? You spawn where the door is, so... I'll put that there. Yeah, I'll remove this window because I don't really want it in the game. I will remove that. I'll put something else here. Oops, I missed a row. I wouldn't say this is as performant as the Portal 2 chamber creator. Of course not, it's Valve, but there's like a few milliseconds of lag when you change the geometry, and it gets worse depending on how many you move. Like if it's like that, it takes a little longer, but I think it's still not that bad. I've been trying to figure out a way to bake lights, because right now all the lights in these levels are dynamic, which honestly isn't so bad right now. It's still pretty performant, but it's not ideal. But also the lights can turn on and off, so maybe it's best that I keep the dynamic lights. But yeah, I don't know. I think what I'll do is add zones here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, the zones are 4 by 3 in size. So yeah. I also want to add a thing where if like your level's touching the bounds of the bounds, you can like move the whole level left or right, up or down. I haven't quite figured that one out yet though, so I don't know when I'll do that, but it's definitely something I want to include. I mean, I could add a thing where it bakes lights if the lights in the level don't do anything dynamically, but it's just a lot to like keep track of, I guess. I think the video game Prey has dynamic lights, like for the most part. I think there's still baked lights, but it's a lot of dynamic, and they managed to pull it off. So yeah, yeah, I agree. I think I could also add like maybe occlusion, like slight ambient occlusion to like give it a little bit more depth so you can see what it is. Also, because it's just the base color, um, it doesn't show like more of the detail. So I don't know. I'll figure something out as well. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I've had questions about whether or not people can upload their own uh, textures, materials to their levels, but it's too high. I don't think that would work because my main concern with that is people uploading like nasty images or like swastikas or whatever, like just stuff you shouldn't see in this game. So, and I think it makes the visual style more consistent if everything follows the same, I guess, art direction or yeah. So I don't think I'll be adding a feature where you can add your own images. Yeah. Might make the ceiling higher. Yeah, moderation. I actually don't know how that works. Is it like on Steam's end, or like do I have to get people to do that for me? Hmm. I guess it's something I can control too. If not that many people are uploading, I don't know how many people are going to be playing this game. To be honest, like I genuinely have no idea. I mean, I hope the game does well, yeah, but it's just such a different game from what exists now, kind of. So I have no idea if this kind of thing will do well. I mean, it's a roguelike, so I know that those do well, or they're at least fun, but yeah, a lot of the quality of life stuff, I think that's also why it's good for me to use this as a tool to make the game because I know what this level editor is missing too and like what annoys me. So, but then I also have to put in the time to actually implement that. So I kind of got to balance that, I guess. But yeah, for the most part, it's fine. I mean, I've already got the hard part out of the way, which is just like making the level. Um, I think I might. Right now, the object limit is 1,000. I'm tempted to lower it, but I don't think there'll ever be a level that requires you to sort 1,000 packages. Sorting game boss fight. I don't know. But I've had people make levels where it just within 5 seconds it spawns like a bunch of packages because of like some weird circuit they've made. some mechanism that is essentially like a zip bomb. What was I looking for? Yeah, so I don't know. I might make like a spawn rate limit or something similar. I also want to implement reflection probes that automatically generate with level. Right now it automatically generates... Oh, this is annoying. Can't fit that. I'll have to make like smaller ones. Anyways, yeah, right now the game automatically generates pathfinding and collision, which is good. But it could use some reflection probes as well. Like, it looks fine without it, to be honest, but if other parts of the game use it, then it make more sense for us to use it as well. I should add shelves. Where are they? Yeah. Yeah, if I really committed, I could make a level a day. That's how useful this level editor is to me. But most of the time I'm focusing on other stuff, so that doesn't really happen. But if I could, I could. I might change the walls a bit. They look kind of ugly. I think there's some materials I'll remove because there's this really ugly like green wood one, which I don't think I'll ever use. And there's a there's a much nicer wood material anyway, like that. That is way nicer. And I like adding brick to that as well. Brick's probably like the one I use the most. Put a few lights. One here maybe. I should also demonstrate like... Actually, I'm going to show you a level real quick where I was testing the light circuitry. I think it was this one. Oh, this is also a thing that I maybe should or shouldn't fix, where you start in unshaded if you leave it on unshaded. I mean, that could be useful in its own way, but yeah. Yeah, so that's pretty fun to mess with. Procedurally generated levels, I've actually tried working on that. I'm not going to go through with it, I don't think, because I just think it would make bad levels. And I'm not saying that because it's like, oh, AI or whatever I use to use it, but like, these levels all follow like at least some level of design philosophy, even if it's as small as like just, you know, keeping the levels symmetrical. Like, I could maybe tell the game that that's what I want, like symmetrical, like that's possible, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. That's an interesting idea, but that's just also something that I have to put a lot of effort into, which I don't want to do as well. I think making the levels yourself is a lot better. Endless mode, I think that'd be cool. I could do it where it just like scans through the Steam Workshop and gives you a random level. I'm pretty sure Portal 2 does that, where it just throws you into random chambers. Yeah, if I was going to do an endless mode, I'd do that. Yeah. These like little, like in game they're called bollards, but I don't know what the real name is. I'm pretty sure that's what it is, but I've never heard someone in person say that. They're just kind of like poles or whatever. Oh, I didn't make a way for me to get up there. But I added a way so you can kind of grab the handle here and pull it down. It doesn't really serve much of a purpose. Like when I implemented it, like I thought people would use it to like let's say I have a physics based platform which hinges up and down. Like maybe you can use that to kind of block it. Like if you put it up here and it's resting on it, and you can pull it that way, and then it just releases it. I don't know. It's a pretty random thing that it can do. I'll add a property where you can just lock it so it doesn't go down. Yeah, you could do that for some reason. There's no point to it. Yeah, the packages I plan on making random. Like the zone assignment's already random, but I plan on making the packages random. I'll make a dedicated like random package which you can place and set properties for. That was in the older version of the game. I keep talking about this old version. I should probably explain that. So I think I actually started in like 2023 late. I think there's a bit more content in that version than in this one, but that's mainly because I've been focusing on this level editor. But yeah, I'd place around like these like purple packages that would randomly spawn them, and I could control them too. Like, oh, I can say this random one will say zone 2 or whatever. So that'll be an element that's random. But if the person making the level really wants to, they can just put that. Like, oh, I really want that package to be there, or I really want this gravitational package to be here, because maybe the level has its own self-contained puzzle where you have to use that. And I actually did make a level like that. I keep getting sidetracked, but I'll show you that too. Yeah, grav parkour. I need to remove the pipes. I don't know why I just placed random ones there, but yeah. So this level, oh my god, I need to delete all that. So the gimmick with this is you just got to get to this other side of the level. That there's no zones or anything. It's just more like a test thing. But the only thing you have is one grav package, and you got a pipe which spawns packages. And what you have to do is make like a big ball, like a cluster of packages, which forms a platform in itself, so you can get to the other side, which I think is a lot of fun. You can make some pretty weird levels around that. You know what? I think that's enough pipes deleted. Okay. Does this pipe? Yeah, it's connected. Okay. Yeah. So I'll spawn. Actually, no. I'll bring the thing here. Though you got to be careful as well, because you don't want this package like flying up to the corner there, and then you're kind of stuck. But yeah, just spawn a bunch, and it's honestly kind of hard to do it within the time limit because you've got to spawn so many. But yeah, it's just small things like this where you don't even have to like adhere to the rules of the game. You can just make your own little fun thing. Yeah, a lot of replay value with this tool, and the game's already a roguelike, so yeah. I don't think that's enough. I'll definitely be adding a lot more like gimmicky like gadgets and stuff you can use, but I think right now this is already good enough, especially for a demo. Like, demo is not supposed to have so much content. But can I make this jump? Oh, I've got the rain effect too, so I'm a lot more slippery. Jump. Okay. Can I make that? I probably can't make that. That was so pathetic. But yeah, you get the idea, right? Um, I'll go back to the... Where is it? Oh, wait, what? Did I not save it? Oh, crap. Oh, I called it level 3. Oh, I'm an idiot. I should have called it level 4 or 5. Whatever. I think that might have saved over the level. I think, yeah, that's another thing. I should write that down. It needs to warn you if you're overriding a level. I put everything in a Trello. I've tried to use that more again, but to be honest, I don't really use it as much as I probably should, because I just think of something and then work on it, and if I think it's done, it's done. Okay, checklist. Warning for overriding level. Yeah, okay. Alright. I actually don't like this layout. I'll change that. I don't know how long I'm going to stream for. I think it's only been an hour, like just, but I'll just stream until I finish this level, I guess. Yeah. Maybe I'll push that back. And then put a pipe here, maybe. I haven't been looking at chat much. Yeah, the load times, I think because it's voxel based, it's like it saves and runs a lot better. Originally, I was doing a thing where every single panel was like its own rigid body or whatever. That was right off the bat just a bad idea. I don't know why I even considered that, but I guess that's part of experimenting. Yeah, don't do that. Yeah, I just kind of like thought, oh, I don't know what the thought process was, but I randomly thought of Minecraft, and that has a lot of blocks, so, and I'm pretty sure that uses voxel data, so just seemed like a no-brainer to use it here. What happened to my audio? Whatever. Oh, whoops. Painted the floor. Yeah. Yeah, you can see the bricks, they're not even there because they're not part of the base color, they're part of the like height map. So I don't know how I'm going to approach that. Maybe it like swaps out the material if you change shading mode. I could do a wireframe mode, but like what's the point of that? You're not adjusting the topology or anything. Maybe an overdraw. Oh, one thing I still have to implement is culling. Props are not culled. So if you look away, I mean, they're automatically culled by Godot, but I think I have to do some more stuff from my end for the geometry. I don't know. But it runs fine anyway, but it could run better, so Yeah. I'll add a window. I like the windows in this game. You can see the like outside. I actually was working on a shader which you could see the floor, but it just didn't quite. Oh my god, quite work. Because if you have a window here and you see the floor, what if you like underneath it? Then you see like the bottom of it didn't work. Better off with a window here. Also, I'll show off a cool effect that the window has. Because this isn't actually what's outside the chamber, because like if you had geometry behind it and there's like a room behind the window, that wouldn't make sense, right? So I thought, okay, what if the windows are just fake LED panels? So yeah, you got this rain here. It's pretty simple. It's just like one texture scrolling over another to give it like a bit of a, I guess, drizzly effect. Yeah, you get up close to, whoa, okay. I think I got to turn down the intensity on that, but yeah, you can see the pixels. I don't know if that's like size accurate or whatever, but whatever. It looks cool. I might lower the brightness a bit because it kind of hurts my eyes. So yeah, that's just a cool little in-universe detail. But it's also kind of weird because this game is canonically a game, so why would it even try simulating LED panels? But we'll just say it's a utilitarian world. Things just need to work physically, I guess. I don't know. Okay, I'll add more lights here. Yeah. Yeah, I like the look of that. I like the clean grey tiles. I mean, they're not... Yeah, whatever. Oh yeah, I should do the ceiling materials too. I want to change the selection material as well, because I was looking at Portal for like ideas as well, and the selection is like an outline, so you can still see what it is you're selecting, but I think the way I've implemented this selection material kind of prevents that, because it's like, I'm actually pretty sure this one makes individual tiles for the selection, so I'll have to change that or do something about it, but just a minor thing. The Red Hot Chili Peppers song. It's just a minor thing, and I'm a minor king. What else can I do to decorate that? More pipes, maybe. Yeah, I've got wood blocks. I haven't rendered the icons for this one. I don't have to render it. I've built a system that you could just go into a scene, put your prop there, and then it'll generate a photo for you to use, which I just put here. So all of these icons, they're not rendered in Blender or anything. They're rendered in Godot. So, and it's really easy. I just haven't gotten around to it. I keep getting distracted. So, but I think I should use these blocks more. I think I might use them in the level. I just don't know how. Like maybe I could stack it up here, like that. But I don't know. I've used them in the tutorial level, which doesn't actually have any tutorial elements in it. It's just kind of like a layout. Oh, I need to add a button. There's more buttons I want to add in the game, like pressure plates, or even ones you attach to a wall, small ones. I also want to add more like button types. Like in engineering, there's like XOR, OR, just OR, and that kind of thing. Like maybe you hold down the button and it repeatedly does whatever it does, or you press it and it like negates something. Yeah, you're right. It takes a lot of inspiration from Source and Stress Level Zero. Stress Level Zero's game Boneworks has a very similar aesthetic and world. It's canonically a VR oasis, and there's a lot of these like kind of pipe. Their pipes are like multicolored, like yellow and blue, and they carry like void energy. But here they're just props. They don't carry any kind of like anomalous material or anything. Yeah, they're just props. But yeah, it takes a lot of inspiration from that. It takes a lot of inspiration from Death Stranding in terms of like visual style. Like story wise, has nothing to do with that. I really like the sleek look of that game. Like early on, Sorting Game was a little more industrial. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, way more industrial. But it's funny. I've been working jobs that are more in that industrial environment, so I'm kind of like, oh, I don't really want to play a game where I'm in that environment again. But it's still important to preserve that style. So it's still industrial, of course, but I've tried to make it a little more fun, like especially with things like this bounce cushion. You know, it's just goofy fun. Yeah, Death Stranding. The UI is pretty much directly inspired by it. So if I go into the game, yeah, these brackets, like for the back pain, the stats, the quota, it's got surrounded by these brackets. And that's not like exclusively a Death Stranding thing, but I just really like the look of it. It's very like minimalist. Yeah, very nice. Yeah, Half-Life, of course. Though I feel like it's more Portal as well. Like especially with things like these props, where it's like the grate. Yeah, that I was playing Portal one day and I was like, oh, I should add that. Yeah, it's more Boneworks and Death Stranding. I don't really know how to explain Death Stranding's art style. It's very like it modern and minimal. I don't know what it is. It's just such an interesting style that I had to incorporate more of it into this game. Back pain. I'm sorry, my throat is pretty sore today. But back pain. I was explaining it earlier, but oh my god, yeah, I should get rid of this unshaded thing. Back pain is what prevents you from holding a package for too long. I'll go on another level where I can demonstrate that better. I don't know, I think I'm just wasting my own time. Like, yeah, level 2, that's fine. Yeah, back pain is, yeah, it prevents you from holding packages for too long. Because when you're holding them, you have to spend time looking at them. Like, oh, this goes in zone 1, so I have to go over here, sort that. But you can't do that for too long. Especially with these ones, the red ones, which are weighted. Well, not weighted, they're heavier. Tinted packages are heavier, twice as heavy, but they're also worth twice as much. So this one, my back pain goes down really quickly, so gotta be quick with that. Back pain doesn't affect how far you can throw, but the weight of an object does. So because this is heavier, I can't throw it as far. So even if I charge it up fully, it doesn't go that far. As opposed to like this one, where I need to regain my back pain. It's weird saying regain back pain because the bar's going up. It's more just regaining your strength. Anyways, yeah, you can throw it much further with something like that. There'll be upgrades which affect your stats like that, like throwing power. Yeah, I think the red one's the only ones that really affects your back pain right now. Yeah, upgrades that make your back pain a little less, like, worse, I guess. Yeah, that's back pain. Yeah. I need to make icons for the stats because right now they're just like the initials. Like W is walk speed, S is sprint, R is recovery, which is back pain. Yeah. Okay, I don't think I'll keep this wood. I like the tiles. Yeah. Put a shelf here. I need to put more lights. Put a light here. Hello, Emerald. Oh God. Emerald, when's your next video releasing? I'm eagerly waiting. Eagerly from Peacemaker? Oh, I need to get the spacings. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that doesn't align. No. That's okay. I think I'll do something like this. Oh my God. Whoops. It doesn't help that F1's right next to escape, but good thing it saves. So. Yeah, I don't know what else I'd stream for this. January 4th? Okay. Maybe I'll do a... No, I was about to say like story discussion, but that's probably the last thing I should do. It's not productive either. Maybe it will just be making stuff in Blender or Substance Painter. Substance Painter is pretty chill. You just make the materials, I guess. I can't believe it's been a year since I got the Steam thing for the sorting game going. Like, obviously it was this year when I released the page, but yeah. Maybe I will talk about some story stuff. Might as well. I'm running out of things to talk about. So yeah, sorting game is canonically a game. People are hooked into the... Well, when I say hooked into the game, I don't mean like they're addicted to it. Like they're genuinely like mentally put into this game. Their brain is hooked up to some pod. I don't want to say much about it because spoilers, but I mean, if you go on the Haste website, you could probably find out more about what I'm talking about, but which is directly linked to this game and some other games I've made in the past. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Yeah. I zoned out for a sec. Yeah, so people are hooked into this game. I mean, I'll talk about what is known, like what is said on the Steam page, so I won't go crazy on that, but yeah, people are hooked into the game as per like some volunteer contract thing. The company behind this game's like, oh, we need people to test if this works, you know? And yeah, they're hooked into the game. All their reflexes match the movements in the game. Like if their brain tries to make their body move their right arm up, the game will register that instead of physically doing it for the person. What the hell kind of story is this for a game about sorting packages? But something goes wrong as usual in these games. You know, oh, company does thing that goes wrong. Oh, I've seen that a million times. But yeah, as part of the testing initiative, everyone's hooked into the game. It's around like 50 people. It's a big sample size, but Just makes it more tragic, I guess. um, so people are stuck in the game, but they can still communicate with the outside world through like the kiosks I showed you earlier. They have internet access, so they're fine on that end. They've connected to the Haster network. So, but the thing is, no one's communicating with them. No one's like, obviously they'll send out things like, "Oh, can you help us? We're stuck in a thing," and the only people that sorry, no. The only people that will reply to them is people who are not in that country. So Sorting Game's set in Australia, but they try to reach out to anyone who's in Australia, but they don't reply back. Why? So yeah, like for example, they'll say, "Anyone in America, can you help me?" or something like that. You know, come to this location, just get us out of this game. You know, but who would do that? You know. So they're kind of just stuck. Like people will pretend to care online, like, "Oh, yeah, sure, I'll help you out," but no, they're just trolling maybe. But yeah, so they're just stuck. They don't know what's happening. But someone joins the game. Someone hooks into the game, and that is the person you play as in the demo. You are someone who can give themselves moderator permissions, get people out of the game, and but you can't get everyone out. There's only one person you can get. Basically, your character has some kind of like key code or access thing, which he's only got one of, and there's one person he needs to get out of there, and that's a guy named Harvey, which he plays in the full game. And the very first cutscene in the game, which is like in the main menu straight up, kind of like how do I say it? It alludes to it. It doesn't explicitly say all that. I actually had a draft script where it was just him having this monologue, and it was really cringy. It was like, "Oh, I've been assigned to go to this game, and I need to get him out," like Solid Snake style, like just horrible. So I went back to like more show don't tell. I will say, because the game is hooked up into your mind, there are times where you see things from your past or something traumatic or something that's left a big mark in your life that just won't go away. So that very first cutscene in the game, in this demo, is literally that. And I'll leave it at that because I feel like I've said enough. But yeah, that's how a lot of the story will be told. There's other ways the story will be told, through dialogue and, you know, your average, yeah. But there's more things in the game which I'm really excited to show, but I can't really say. I've said before that, specifically in the Sad Midnight developer commentary, that every game from that point forward will be connected, even if they're in completely separated worlds, like completely unrelated. They'll have some kind of connection, and you'll definitely see that, like even in the demo, especially in the demo. So that's exciting. Even things like, let's say, I get this prop here, which is that's very blurry. It's an Alphaware brand monitor. In Sad Midnight VR, Alphaware is a security company. In this world, they're just like Samsung. They make monitors, whatever. I don't think there's any other companies from that game that connect here. Yeah, it's just Alphaware. Think like Wally, for example. They have, by and large, I think that's the company name. That company is present in other movies. Same with Dynaco. They serve slightly different purposes, I think, but like different stories in each Disney universe, whatever. But they're present in all of the movies, and I kind of want to follow something similar to that. Same with, it's also something in the Boneworks universe that really inspired me to do that whole thing, connected universe. Because if you guys have played Duck Season, there is a secret ending that is directly tied to Boneworks about a guy named Arthur Ford who's trying to tap into some void way. And Arthur Ford is who you play as in Boneworks, and he tries to freeze the game in an attempt to gain immortality. Bonelab's interesting because canonically, Duck Season is a video game, and I don't mean like the cartridge. I mean like the horror game, because like, well, actually, that's now I think about it. Okay, so in Bone Lab, you can use the dog avatar, but it's like the normal dog, not like the killer dog or anything. So that raises questions as to like how much of that game is canon. Is like the part where he turns into a killer dog not canon, or is that like something that's more tied to the dog knowing that you're the player? Like it's just such an interesting thing. So I thought it'd be fun to do something similar. Yeah, that was a bit of a... Sorry, I was waffling, but... Yeah, it's just a lot of fun. I feel like I like that games are connected because it feels like you're not wasting your time with a game. Like, if you're exploring a game that's connected to another game, it feels like you're experiencing something that's... I don't know how to put it in words. It's just more exciting, I guess. Like, yeah. Okay. CCC, maybe I could get away with that. Like it's just like a subtle, I don't know. In the old version of Sorting Game, there was a Sadman plush toy. And I know I said that Sadman Knight is not connected to Sorting Game, but I guess in this one, they're like kind of like some plush toy brand, because in that version of Sorting Game, they were called specimens, like stickmen, you know. I'll have to re-add that, but yeah, it's just fun connecting everything together. I don't know what I should do for this area. Maybe this is where I can use the... This could be like a little like storage, whatever. Oh, you know what I also want to add? Sound effects. I was playing Mario Maker like a month ago, and the sound effects are so funny. I need to add like something like that where, like for example, I could have a sound effects tab. I could go into special, I don't know, like a fart sound effect, and then I can like maybe put a block here, a 1x1 sound block, and if you walk through that, it'll play like a scary sound. I don't know, just something like that. That's something I definitely want to do. Yeah, I think I'll make this kind of like a place where people put their like junk and stuff, like stuff they're not using. So I'll put like a chain link. Whoops, whoa. Put that there. Maybe do that. Change the floor to be maybe that. Nah. Oh yeah, this billboard as well has like its own little. This is an old billboard, by the way, back when like the story was a little different. Product available both in the real world and the sorting game. Price may vary. Blah, blah, blah. I guess it still fits, but you don't really buy basketballs in this game. Belmont is a company that you'll see in other games as well. They're pretty much like, I want to say they're the Anko brand, but Anko is like an Australia only thing. Pretty much Anko makes everything. They make just anything, like furniture, toys, whatever. That's kind of what they are. I'll definitely add more billboards like that. I guess I could talk about it now because I'm not doing the idea anymore, but originally the people who would be put into this game were like fabricated. They weren't real people. They're, you know, sperm in a tube or something, you know, or fetus, whatever you call it. And basically they'd have to like develop their motor skills and intellect in this realm. But it didn't make sense because you just sort packages. Why would they need to do that here? Wouldn't they make a dedicated like education software? Oh yeah, also in the old version, the idea of it being set in a video game was supposed to be a plot twist, but it'd be really hard to tell a story while also trying to prevent like mentioning that. I actually don't know what to do with this area. I might make it another pipe, to be honest. Or I could do something a little quirky here. So yeah, ultimately I scrapped that idea. And it was like a little dark for a game like this. I mean, I guess you could still say the game's a little dark, but not like that. Like I remember writing like a story doc where people who get out of the game for the first time have like an episode, a manic episode. Like they start screaming because it's like, where the hell am I? Well, they couldn't speak English either. It was just so like bizarre. Like I don't know why I went for that, but yeah, it was just way too crazy. Yeah. Though a lot of other things are still like maintained in this game. Like the antagonist for the game, I won't say what it is. Well, okay. All it is no, I won't. It almost got me there. Oh, water. I mean, you're close, Vic. You're pretty close. I was actually going to work on a game that is set in the real world before this game that directly ties into why no one's around in the real world, at least in Australia, but I don't know. But that was a pretty ambitious game. I want to add like kind of like wood planks here so I can put like packages on it and I mean, I guess that's fine for now. But I like putting the windows up on the ceiling as well. Sorry if I sound really sick. I kind of am sick. Yeah. I guess I could just put some shelves there. Yeah, I've had the ending of the game pretty much ingrained in my mind for like years. I know exactly how it's going to end. It's more just what happens in between, which is kind of like I know the gist of it, but I mean now I do obviously, but I've got it written out. But yeah, it's just dialogue with characters and how the story, the world is told. Yeah. I actually don't know what to do with this area. Maybe I'll come back to it when I make those wood planks or whatever I want to make here. I actually might remove this prop, or at least change it, because the intent was to make it so it displayed like an ad or something. But I don't like the model very much. Also, speaking of the game I was going to make before Sorting Game, this Peter Doris Inc. is supposed to parody the Marlboro smoking brand. I think there's like a name at the bottom of the packaging. I just took... It was like some Substance Painter asset I made for it, so I just reused it here. Yeah, it's a cigarette brand. Yeah. Just more proof that it's set in the real world, I guess. But yeah, I'll probably change that. I'll probably instead make something like that, where it's like upwards and it shows something vertically. I've got a lot of space here. I don't know what to do with it. Maybe... I was thinking maybe I'd put like a pit where it's just a bunch of like bounce cushions, but what would be the purpose? Oh, I've actually got an idea. Like maybe you jump in it and then there's like little like holes here you can go into, which have shelves. Yeah, something like that. I like the look of that. Yeah. Okay. Will that fit? Why is that not fitting? I'm just going to cheese it, because I'm just going to exploit it, because of the bug where you can put an object and then pull the geometry back and it clips through it. Yeah, this is what I was talking about with like the collision buffer. Oh, I can't really do that. Sometimes it gets very like strict and it doesn't let you place in like the perfect spot. That's something I need to fix. No, you're kidding. I swear that I could do this. That's annoying. That's a bug. I guess I'll improvise.
See, when you get restrictions, you come up with new ideas. Though this new idea isn't very creative. It's just putting one here and then making it look nice, I guess, like that, and then putting this. Oh, actually, I should put it like that. What else can I talk about? I think I've said enough about the story. Maybe the length of the game. I'm trying not to make this game too ambitious, but it keeps getting bigger. I will say that. So yeah, I said before, there's going to be more levels like beyond the warehouse type levels, like sewers. Like I want to add water physics, like buoyancy. I want to add like a more like, in the old version of the game there was like a robotics type level where there's a bunch of like mechanical stuff around, but I don't know. Sewer level, that's like, the thing is, right, this game doesn't need any kind of like sewage system or anything because it's a video game, but there's a law reason. I don't know if I should say it. So the developers, the canonical developers on this game, make the levels in this level editor. That's canon. They don't do it hooked up to the game. They do it on their own actual computers because they don't need to do that. No. But let's just say the game has found a way to continue without the developers. So it just makes more of what it thinks the world should be, which is kind of derivative of Boneworks, to be honest. Oh wait, I can't do that. Because Boneworks is canonically an AI generated world using void energy. So it saves the MythOS developers time. They don't have to make everything. It's a little different, the situation in this game. So yeah, I think that works. Maybe I can make like a back area here, which is gated off with a fence, and then you have to jump between the two. I think, yeah, I could do that. Because this kind of thing is already in another level I made. Is there enough room for that? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. There's actually another game I want to do set in this world, but it's like nothing like sorting game. Like you're not sorting packages, but that's a game for way, 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 way later. I've already thought about a sorting game too, to be honest. I don't know if I'll do that either. I think I'll be burnt out by this one, so I want to do different games anyway. But yeah, Just don't expect a sorting game to. I mean, it's way too early for that. It's not even. The demo's not even out for this game yet, but I have thought about it. And it kind of ties into what I was saying like just a moment ago about the world and how it tries to live on without the developers. What is this? 4x4. Yeah. Oh crap! What am I doing? Okay. I still need to make a trailer for this game. I haven't really worked on that, to be honest. Mainly because I want to get more narrative stuff done so I can show that off in the trailer. Like, gameplay is fine. I can show that. It's just more of the story stuff. Because I want people to be interested by the gameplay, of course, but story is its own interesting thing too, so definitely try to... I don't know. That's just something I need to do. Some cutscenes are done. I need to get voice actors. Well, yeah. Because right now they just use my voice as placeholder. Some of them I have got voices for already. I just haven't animated it yet. Because I'm not at that point. Yeah. Some cutscenes I've written, but I'm not really confident in how it plays out. So I need to like make sure that's what I want before I get voice actors. There was a time where I considered not having voice acting at all because I was just trying to be cheap. I'm broke. Well, I'm not broke. I don't know why I said that. I'm not broke because I can afford to commission people, of course, but it's just if there's going to be a lot of dialogue, that's a lot of money, and yeah. But I will say, I'm really glad I'm doing that now, getting people, hiring people, commissioning, because there's only so much I can do by myself. Yeah, like I said before, the characters for the game, I tried modeling before. I wasn't happy with it. Got someone who's more experienced with that to do it, and I've been way happier with the result. So, yeah. Sorry, I'm just checking something. Okay. I think I might add like a whole section here. So you jump between and then you're like, okay, I'm here now. Now we'll just see how this works out. Yeah. Beforehand, it was hard to iterate like this because there's a lot of effort to manipulate geometry and model corridors and stuff, so I had to really be careful with what I wanted when making a level. But here it's, you can just iterate as much as you want. It's great. This is the best thing I've made for this game, for development especially. And yeah, people will have fun making their own levels. It's just overall a great addition. Yeah. might stop soon because I'm getting tired. But I'll stop in like 10 minutes maybe. But we've got a good amount of stuff done for this level. I might do a level editor part 2 if you guys care enough for that. But I feel like there'll be less to talk about, so I might have to not do that. Do something else. Yeah, I like doing this. Like, I feel more focused. Just doing this. And hopefully it'll be the same for whenever I eventually do maybe a Blender stream or a Substance Painter stream. Yeah. Sometimes I forget that this is like a level editor, so I use hotkeys that are in different software. I'm like, oh wait, I still haven't added an undo button. That's going to be a tricky thing to add, because I need to add change history, and how much change history is it going to save, you know? How long until it starts taking up too much space? It's just a lot to consider, so... yeah. I'll have to think about in the future, when I'm doing levels that are further into the game, how they'll deal with like upgrades, because some upgrades make you really fast, so the levels will probably have to be bigger to accommodate for the speed. Yeah. I mean, I feel like this is a pretty generous amount of space. Like, maybe I could make it multi-leveled, you know, a ladder that goes down to a basement area. I don't know. Or I just don't add upgrades that go that crazy with your stats. I do want to add like documentation into the level editor, like built in, like maybe there's a button, like a book icon, which you click and it tells you not only like how things work, but like just design philosophies that the developer follows, or techniques to make your level better, stuff like that. Yeah. I think I'll finish this like little tactile loop here and then I'll end it. Yeah. I considered like streaming later in the week, but you know, Christmas, holidays, no one's going to be watching. They're going to be with family, and rightfully so. You shouldn't be watching this stream. I mean, you can now, but if I were to stream on Christmas, spend time with some friends or family, you know? And then we'll talk next year. Yeah. Definitely my last stream of the year. We've only got so many days left this year, so... What a quick year. I feel like I haven't done much this year, but I definitely have. I've released a VR game. I've worked a lot on this Steam game. But I guess I feel like I haven't done enough. I don't know. Hopefully I do it. I think because my intent was to get the demo out this year, like the end of this year. There's no way. So, and I don't want to rush it either. Like, the demo is going to be everyone's first impression of this game, so got to make sure it's good. And yeah, I think gameplay is pretty solid right now, so that's fine. It's just yeah, like I said before, story stuff, narrative. I need that to be engaging as well. Yeah, it'll be weird releasing the game finally. Okay, I'll do one more little thing here, and then I'll end it. Yeah, I think a lot of people find it annoying having to do this. I'll have to find a more streamlined way of doing it. Yeah. I was honestly expecting Half-Life 3 at the Game Awards, to be honest. I was actually expecting Death Stranding 2, the PC port, more. Like, I genuinely thought that would be a bit nothing. Like, I was actually pretty disappointed, but oh, yeah, every time he goes, oh, this is, like, gonna be a really iconic game, like, this is gonna be the greatest thing ever, like, your jaw will drop, and it's like, it's not a bad game, but just you're hyping it up way too much. I feel like, honestly, if you set the expectation lower, more people will be excited by it. Because they're going to imagine, like, the craziest thing, and then you show it, and it's like, oh, okay. That's, sure, man. Okay. Okay. I think that's pretty good for now. Yeah, let's have a little run around. It's a bit dark. I think I'll add a few extra lights. So yeah, I was able to make a whole level in roughly 2 hours. Albeit I was sidetracking a lot, showing you guys other things, but it just goes to show how much easier it is to make a level with this level editor as opposed to doing it custom in like Blender or something. Yeah. Remove those. Alright. Okay. Now let's play it. And there's still some unfinished stuff, like I think the pipe on the other side, the material's on. Well, actually, I don't remember. Oh yeah, ladders. Whatever. This is fine for what we've done so far. Did I connect this button? No. It doesn't matter. Yeah, that's the level we were able to work on today. I'm pretty happy with it. Maybe it's a little big, but I think that's fine. Yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I'm glad I can finally show off this game kind of properly. Especially the level editor. I think this is one of the best parts of the game. Because there's just so much you can do with it. Like, you can sink so much time into it. There's just, yeah, it's very good. Yeah, I hope to show more soon. Not anytime soon, to be honest. Because there's still lots to do on my end. I think once I get some cutscenes down, maybe I'll showcase the main campaign, but we're not quite there yet. Anyways, yeah, that was Sorting Games Level Editor. Yeah, I guess I'll just end it now. See you guys.